Our brain is not designed to make us happy, it's designed to keep us alive. When you look on a wall of pictures and you see a picture that's tilted, your brain focuses on the one that's tilted because that's the one that's not right. The brain is designed to sniff out what is unsafe so we can survive. And it's a great wiring. It's a great part of our nervous system. But if we're relying on that part of our nervous system to actually produce joy and happiness and gratitude, then you're barking up the wrong tree. It's just not going to happen. My belief is that for things to be effective, they need to be a bit odd and crazy and weird. I'm okay with that at this point in my life. We are not going for normal. Most men that I meet have to break out of normal and go to their edges and find the places that have been untouched and unearth them and get and juice the wisdom that's there. So I would say there are 3 things at the immersions that you can count on. One is that you're going to be tested and stretched physically, from your sleep schedules, eat schedules, physical out, holding space. That's definitely going to be something, and I'll hit on that a little bit more. Mentally, you're going to really have to come forward in speaking about what's going on. A lot of seminar, I've been to tons of transformational events over the years, and sometimes it's easy to grab your coffee and sit in the back and listen and watch what goes on. And the Ignite immersions, that's not really on the menu. You're going to have to engage. The butterfly, the caterpillar, has to come to almost death to then re-emerge as the beautiful butterfly. It literally has to become a puddle of goo on the ground to then transform into the beautiful butterfly. And if we resist that part in the middle, then we're not going to change. We may dress it up, we may make incremental changes, or we may remove ourselves from that circumstance or situation to just repeat it in another relationship or another job or another circumstance. But to truly get the deeper healing, to truly get the, I'll call it instantaneous transformation, because in the moment it feels anything but instant. It feels like you're going to be there forever, but in actuality, it's moments. All of us need to be doing the work, to be showing up as kings in our life. And a king is one that has knowing, that is wise, that is sovereign, that is giving blessing, that sees the bigger picture, that is embodied in himself, that is leading his family, that is leading his relationship, that is leading his children in business. All those things. That's what a king does. So this king immersion is about men peeling away the layers of all the stuff that really isn't them, that have been built up as walls to protect themselves from the challenges of life, and to find who they truly are, and to remember their vision for their life, or to have a vision. Some men are just going day to day trying to survive, and in survival, it's hard to have vision. There's chaos in the kingdom. So the question I would ask you, a lot of men out there, is like, how many of you are putting up that mask in your life? How many of you are portraying a certain persona of yourselves so that others will experience you in a certain way? Is that really working? Are people trusting you more? Are your sales showing that? Is there intimacy in your relationship? Are your kids open with you? What's the metric? How are you measuring that in your life? When was the last time, if ever, have you allowed yourself to truly just like open up and be vulnerable and be transparent and be alive and allow yourself to be moved and allow yourself to go to places that formerly you just wouldn't even entertain going to? And we use the word immersion because you have to immerse yourself. This isn't like, I'm going to dip my toe in the water and see how cold it is. It's like you're jumping in cannonball style into the deep end and saying, I'm fully immersed. I'm in it. Whose metric are you following anyway? When have you actually taken the time to sit down and say, this is what my life is about. This is who I am, and claim that in a powerful way, being witnessed. And that's a key part. We can do a lot of this work on our own, but there's something that amplifies it that becomes inexplicable when there's other men in witness of it. Yes, there's a level of accountability that comes in when claiming things in front of other men. Now you have to own that and live up to that. But to be witnessed, to be seen, to be acknowledged in your power is something that the modern man is just crying for, needs and must have. Because a man that's inspired and acknowledged will run through a brick wall for that purpose every single time. And if you don't have that, if you don't have that fire, if you feel like things have just like been ho-hum, then it's time to break the trance. It's time to break through that. And it's time to make change. If not me, then who? And that's the message I want to carry on to the other men, because each one of you out there has this potential. I'm a man like you. I'm a man on the weekend that is showing up to do my work and let the work that I've done previous be the example that other men need in there. That's what this is all about. That's what these immersions are all about. And I'll definitely be doing a follow-up episode after the immersion to bring that elixir, to bring the gifts that were had this weekend. And I'm just stating on this episode prior to the immersion that the changes and transformations and breakthroughs that are going to occur this weekend, I know are going to be off the charts. And there'll be some beautiful stories to tell, because when we get together in this way, that's what happens. That's what happens every single time. It's exactly the right medicine and exactly the right dosage that we need.